You know, George Washington Carver said, where there is no vision, there is no hope. Governor, Lieutenant Governor, and Senator Singleton, thanks to your vision on environmental justice, there is hope. Ms. Batista, Dr. Sheets, thank you for your life's work and advocacy. Commissioner McCabe, thank you what I know that you're going to do implementing this law when it goes to the governor's desk and then becomes the law of this great state. Kim Gaddy, I've just got to stop here for a moment. Reed, you were involved in this. 15 years ago, I sponsored a bill having to do with the reallocation of the corporate business tax and taking that constitutionally dedicated money and focusing it on certain important areas. One of those areas was to retrofit diesel school buses. Now, there were those who argued, look, in 10 years you have to retire a school bus anyway. So what's the point in going forward with that? Let's use the money elsewhere. But it was Kim who educated me, who advised that the children in the cities, the people that lived in the cities, were disproportionately impacted by the particulates that came from the diesel buses. And with that, Kim, I tell you, beyond the fact that it did become the law and we made that change because of you, you have had a profound impact on my career. Whenever I think of environmental legislation, it always becomes through the prism that you taught me was so important. And thank you for that. You know, what is environmental justice, right? It's an amorphous and all-encompassing concept. Majora Carter, you know, who's an urban strategist as far as revitalization. She's also an NPR host. There's a quote that I think she defines it well. Environmental justice means no community should be saddled with more environmental burden and less environmental benefit than any other. It's about the best definition that I've seen. Think of Newark, Camden, Kearney, Elizabeth, those great cities with international airports and seaports. But yet there are power plants, garbage incinerators, manufacturing and chemical plants, emissions from trucks as well as those airplanes and marine traffics. That is a lethal combination for the residents of those communities who are comprised primarily of people of color and those who live there who are below average economic means. I speak of that beloved Ironbound. I can think and talk about those meticulously kept homes, some of the finest ethnic restaurants you'll find in the state, if not in the country. Yet in just 4 square miles, there are 3 power plants, 1 garbage incinerator, and 3 Superfund sites. About 10 miles up the road, Summit, New Jersey, is about 6 square miles. I guarantee you there's nothing as much as a septic system in that town. And I don't mean to pick on Summit. Short Hills is less miles away, up 280, 4 square miles. New Providence, 4 square miles. There are no other communities visited with that type of burden. And that's inequitable. Now, the legislation that Troy is championing, you know, are 2 important pieces. One, of course, you know, before citing such facilities in already overburdened communities, there will be a transparent process, a process that includes the community, a process that focuses on health and public health. As Robert Bullock said, one of the fathers of the environmental justice movement, we must have a seat at the table. Troy's legislation assures that the community will. My colleague Dan Benson and Assemblywoman Reynolds Jackson are a part of legislation on top of that that's going to create an office of energy equality that'll be a part of BPU, and there'll be a variety of scientific studies so we can focus on this and make positive change, and that job creation will too be a part of it. Now, it's no coincidence, I believe, that we're here on June 19th. Environmental justice is just a part of the solution of a much larger battle. A battle over disparity. Disparity in justice. Disparity in health. Disparity in education. And disparity in housing. Maya Angelou once said, Do the best you can until you know better. And then when you know better, do better. Colleagues in the legislature, members of this great state of New Jersey, let us today resolve to do better.